Hello and welcome to the weekly principals update here at Regent International School. The reason why I'm standing here in our MPH1 is because this week was full of sporting achievements. The under-9 girls had a wonderful victory here in basketball. The under-12 boys absolutely smashed it again in basketball against Sunmark, and the under-13 boys are the overall league champions. So congratulations to all of our athletes, well done. The excitement on campus continued because of the last FRIS event of this year. So first of all, I would like to express my gratitude to all of the parents who make up this wonderful parental community here at Regent, and thank you for all of the events that you ran this year. And I'm looking forward to events next year. Now, the last event of the year was yesterday, and that was the House of Pop. So FRIS actually gave out organic vegan ice cream popsicles to all of our students. So there was a lot of excitement in the air. Earlier, I met with Jonathan from year 10 to hear all about his newly published book. Hi Jonathan, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How
Can
about you?
Very good. Can I interrupt you for a second?
Sure, I don't mind.
So, I understand that you've written a book.
Oh, so you've heard.
You're a published author. Can I see that book?
Sure.
So this is your
Go
book,
ahead.
The Dragon Knight and the Leaf Champion. Well done. I'm really curious if you could share with me how did you go about the writing process, and maybe what were some of the challenges that you faced?
So during the writing process, I started off with the basics, starting off with the title. So I fantasized a lot about fantasy tales. I think I find them as one of my favorite fiction stories. I like it when there's multiple unreal scenarios, which is mainly what happens in fantasy tales. As a result, I chose one of the legendary beasts, being dragon, and then afterwards I wanted to not just make it like dragon. No, that would be too basic. So I went with the Dragon Knight because at first that seemed incredibly well done, and I was proud of myself for that. Then of course came the subtitle, which was the title below the header, which was the Leaf Champion. So it's essentially that this was one of the second strongest warriors in this book that fights alongside the Dragon Knight. But yeah, essentially. And you asked about my challenges. Well, anytime I finish a new chapter, my mind would go blank. Even though I loved writing, sometimes I haven't always planned everything out. And essentially, anytime I finish a chapter, my mind just stops thinking for a minute. And then after I recover from the buffering, then I decide my new main point for my chapter. After I've decided that main point, I slowly develop and develop. I write words upon words, linking with that main point. And then with those words, I link up more words to that point.
That's a really good strategy. So once you finish the chapter, you wait, you sort of let you recollect, and then you go on for the next chapter. That's really good strategy. Thank you for sharing. So you've written the book, or you've written the first chapter. How did you go about the publishing process itself? I am sure that we've got quite a few aspirational authors amongst our student body as well. What advice would you give them?
What advice I would give them? Well, I'd say start off with a basic idea of what you want your book to be. Do you want it to be fiction or non-fiction? Personally, I went with fiction because I believe more in unreal tales of imagination than the real story. Of course, I'm not saying I don't like non-fiction. I really do like non-fiction. I'm just saying I prefer fiction. But anyways, if you really want to make it big as an author, you can try your best to develop ideas upon a basic idea. Once you have a basic idea, you can just link up more ideas to make it all linked together into one big plot. That's how I did it. And well...
And how did you go about the publishing, contacting publishing authors, agencies?
Well, the agency I contacted was the Young Author Academy. The one who recommended me to the Young Author Academy was my English teacher in year 8, which just so happened to be Miss Stewart, who still works in Regent International School to this day. She was although I wasn't a good writer back then, her motivation was what led me to writing this book filled with my imagination.
That's wonderful to hear.
Thank you.
So we've spoken about the writing process, the publishing process. I'm curious, what are you doing right now? Are you writing on a sequel? Are you writing a sequel?
Well, it's funny you ask, because the truth is I actually am working on a sequel at the moment. As you see, after completing the first adventure, I've decided I don't want this to end, because after looking at what I've accomplished, I realized I can do a lot more than just one book. I decided I'd continue the Dragon Knight series because this really feels like a special part to me in my life. Because even though I'm a kid right now with an active imagination, as I grow old, I'll eventually forget about this. Which is why I want to continue this series so that I can actually make sure that I remember this. I was once an author.
Very good. Where can we buy this book?
You can buy this on Amazon actually. It's available in the US and UK.
Fantastic. So look out for the book by Jonathan Monsey, The Dragon Knight and the Leaf Champion. It's been getting warmer out there, so please stay hydrated everybody and have a nice weekend.